Hey everybody, Al Puglisi Trains with another day in the shop, and we're going to call this Firehouse Day because it's hot as hell, Howard.
I don't understand the correlation at all.
Well,
think about it.
It's hot as hell outside, and today we're concentrating on some firehouses that Howard designed this beautiful HO one here for a client that is absolutely splendid, and as usual, when Howard builds and designs something, I fall in love with it, and Howard allowed me to build an O-scale version, which is sitting back there. And obviously, we could sell you a firehouse in HO scale or O scale, but we're going to talk about firehouses today. So Howard, I guess you had a firehouse here for a while, but somebody bought it, so you drew up this firehouse.
Oh yeah, they're pretty popular.
Yep.
Good. Now, what I'm looking at now, I'm looking at the finest weathering on a roof I've ever seen.
Oh, thank you.
You're my student.
Thank you.
It's about time I started learning from you, because this is just, to get a close-up in here, you did a marvelous job of weathering this roof.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I actually
absolutely beautiful.
Shot it in Tamaya NATO Brown. Then I dry brushed it with
wild honey.
Yep, with wild honey and burnt umber.
That's the color.
Yep.
That is perfect. This looks like a cedar shake, easily. Beautiful.
Yep. And haven't finished the roof for the hose drying building.
Let me sing this. You're my disciple. You know how to do this stuff before, but you're getting a lot better.
Yes.
And I get a tremendous pleasure out of seeing you make progress.
Yes, I appreciate it, Howard.
Oh, hey, listen.
And but on the past episode, we had a video of you sketching out this firehouse, and you built it. And like I said, every O scale layout, every HO scale layout should have a firehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Good God,
that in the church.
That in the church, and
temple.
That's coming. The church, that I'll be doing shortly. Church of the
use my church, you call it Church of the Snake.
Yes.
Did I ever tell the story? I don't think I ever told it online.
No.
The story behind that church. Well, I was at a festival, and I'm a banjo player, guitar, and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I met this beautiful gal. This is before I was married up to Sandy.
Mm-hmm.
And my God, we just hit off. She was a fiddle player, and she didn't live far from Mount Airy. So we just kept playing and playing, and all of a sudden Saturday night came by, and we decided to go out for dinner, and she invited me to stay over.
Mm-hmm.
We'll play tunes all night, and that's what we did. Don't let your imagination work, because we did nothing except play tunes and had a wonderful time.
Okay.
That's all, because I just love hooking up. That's how Sandy and I got together, because she's probably one of the finest fiddlers in Appalachian music, and she puts up with my shitty playing, which is fun. Well, anyhow, the deal was, I drive her home after dinner. We play tunes, we play more tunes. But I have to take her to church on Sunday because her vehicle is in the shop. So fine, we go to church. Now this is upper North Carolina, northern North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So we drove down this hill, went up another hill, went down another hill into a holler, up another hill, right turn, left turn, a bunch of hairpin turns, and finally we arrived at this church. It was kind of dilapidated, but the inside was rather dilapidated, if that's the correct word.
Mm-hmm.
Is dilapidated the opposite of dilapidated?
I guess.
What the hell do we know? So anyhow, it works for me. Make up our own language. So inside was very clean, and there were two gals playing American folk music on guitars. And we sat down, and all of a sudden the preacher comes in. Now this guy looked like something Washington Irving would put in one of his novels, Ichabod Crane.
Oh,
He's
wow.
a weird-looking guy.
Wow.
He was about 6'7", probably weighed about 120 pounds,
Uh-huh.
if that. And he pulls in this trunk. He's dragging this trunk on the table. Fine. We don't know what to think. Opens the lid and pulls out 2 rattlesnakes.
Oh, shit.
That's what I said. Oh, shit. Well, the story goes, I do not remember if I went out the door or out the friggin' window. I was gone.
Wow.
I never saw the lady again. I had nothing to do with it. So that's the Church of the Snake. So we have in the downstairs, it's a budget church. So we say, bring your own snake.
Wow. Well, I'm going to go real quick and just get a quick picture of that, and I'll be right back. Hold on, Howard. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Well, folks, you've seen this. Probably, if you've watched the channel, you've seen us run by this Church of the Snake a million times. And when we talk about Church of the Snake, we're not making any derogatory statements about religion or anything. We're just talking, hey, there were snakes in this church. But this is going to be the church that I am going to make a O-scale model of, and we will be selling HO and custom-built O-scale versions of this church. I just find it to be super, super cool. Anyway, let's get back upstairs and finish our conversation in the shop. I'm back, Howard.
Okay, now, you said you copied my design. Basically, you did, but look at the dormers. Now, remember, I said you have a tendency to oogapatch things up.
Yes.
Well, this is not exactly oogapatch, it's just your taste. You wanted dormers. Now, you had a logical reason. You said the firemen or the staff would sleep up in this area.
Yes.
So they have more dormers.
Yes.
That's fine. Now, I only use 2 dormers here. You use 4. I use 1 here, you use 3. And I use 1 here, and you use 4 on that side.
Right.
So I would say you use literally more than double the dormers I put on. But yet, it doesn't kill it. It's not a deal breaker. It looks good.
Right.
It's just difference in taste. Now, I think you should come up with your own ideas, which is what part of your training.
Yes.
So rather than just copy me, use your own imagination, innovativeness, or whatever. And this is fun. I like what you did.
Well, that's good.
It's not what I would have done, but it's fun. It looks great.
Yeah, I need a lot of men, because this is going to be the only firehouse on my whole layout. And I need a good crew to be able to put out the terrible sawmill fires, pulpwood mill fires, and other horrible, God forbid,
Don't forget
fires.
fires in the Model Railroad.
Yes.
Years ago, one of the finest layouts I knew was a friend of mine who lived up in near Lake Hopatcong.
Mhm.
Used to be a Model Railroad club there too. And smoke started coming out of his wall.
Oh, man.
His wife calls 911, and they get the fire department. They came in there with the big axes and the hoses. They chopped the whole thing apart,
Oh, my
because
God.
they have to make sure that the fire is out and they can't
Right.
leave it smoldering. Well,
Right.
what happened was one of his rheostat switches got old and started smoking. All he had to do was turn the damn thing off, and his layout was ruined. They chopped the whole layout down
Wow.
just to get open the walls to make sure the fire was out,
Wow.
because smoke was coming out of just about every orifice.
Jeez.
But so be careful. That's why we have fire extinguishers downstairs. We do our own.
Yep.
If we have a fire, we'll put it out.
Well, that's good. And let's go. There's another custom build that's
Oh, there you go.
a lumber yard. So let me pause it and let's get that.
Okay.
Now, Howard, what's the name of this? Is this just the lumber?
This is his. I call it lumberyard.
Mhm.
Just this is his request. He wanted Legacy City lumberyard put on there. So
The
that's what we
customer.
did.
The customer.
Yeah.
And
He
this,
wanted changes. He wanted that little house, the office taken off, because he has his own office.
right. And what we're talking about the office, folks, I'm not going
Yeah.
to show any names or anything, but there's a little office on the side, on the right-hand side there, and
He wanted that off.
he wanted that off. And you've built these in HO scale and obviously in O
Oh, yeah.
scale. And it's just a really interesting design, just a lot of detail on this thing.
Well, it's still a lot of touch up yet. It's not quite finished.
It's absolutely beautiful. And again, this is for a customer, client in the Midwest, I believe.
Yes, he's in Burlington, Iowa.
Okay.
Now, he does not want weathering, so it's what we did was bring the color down more in the scale without using the ink and alcohol, very light washes, just to get the intensity down.
Wow. A beautiful building. And I'm used to it because you recently built 2 of these in HO scale.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, each time I build one, I change it. I got a little problem here.
Yeah. Well, Howard, I appreciate the today's episode, and we're
now the greatest fun is cutting out the wood. Some of the stuff I found on YouTube, and most of those I made myself. The wood piles.
Jeez, man. Folks, if you're interested in getting more information about any of these, just contact me at alpug1@verizon.net.
I should explain how this works. Okay, to get a hot timber here, you want to push it over here. See this fence here?
Yep.
That slides open. This is a way the guy could climb up here, and also he has access this way here.
Oh yeah, let me see. That's cool. Yeah, this is really nice. Well, folks, thanks for watching. Howard, thanks for taking some time and We had
Thank
another.
you. Well, man, it's you're making me into a household name.
We had a
Just
good.
wanted- I actually was at a restaurant about a couple months ago. And a guy comes up to me, "Hey, you're the guy on YouTube." I said, "Oh shit."
Wow.
Yeah, I am.
No, nobody's recognized me yet, except at a few train
Train
shows.
shows, yeah.
But
Well, I was at a restaurant.
ladies, if you're out there, hey, I'm married Bud. If you ladies are out there and you're model railroaders and you're building something, shoot me an email because we want to feature your work, talk to you about it.
Some women have tremendous talent. I can't not imagine why there are not more women in this hobby. There's so much fun. It's a craft.
Yep.
And there was a gal that won every award I could think of. And she lived out near Frederick, Mary Miller. I don't know if you've heard of her. Mary would be probably in her, my age probably by now. And she was an air gauge model, but just absolutely beautiful work.
Oh, wow. Well, Howard, thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're quite. Thank you, Al.